Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Zach, and tonight I'm back from the InfoSec World Conference, day one, and it was a very interesting day, a very long day, um, but it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. It was definitely interesting and something different that I got to do. So I was really excited about that, and got to meet a lot of really great people. And I also got to interview some really great people. And you can find all that info in the description, really, on the three people that I interviewed today. And of course, you could check out InfoSec World, the InfoSec World link, and that's presented by Misty. It's a great company. They helped me get things arranged over at the InfoSec World Conference. Helped me line some interviews up, so that worked out really well. But as far as a recap, I'll go over a few of the things that I learned today, which was, like I said, really interesting. With the InfoSec, it's all security based. I only did a couple of the sessions, and definitely valuable information there. I was really excited about a lot of it because it's a lot of stuff that I'm really interested in. I know a lot of you guys who watch this YouTube channel always ask me questions on how you can get into the security side of the field and things like that. So having this little bit of a background from a lot of the people in the industry, and them sharing a lot of the info that they know and what they're seeing and things like that was really awesome. So before I begin, I'm going to show you guys a couple pieces of the swag that I got, because I'm super excited about that. One of them right here is from Know Before. There we go, Know Before. Yep. So this is actually a company that I used at the last job that I was at. They help you send out, like, this is the best layman terms I'm going to give to you guys, so that way everybody can understand what I'm talking about. Help you send out basically fake phishing emails to your end users and things like that, and they record a lot of the data there, and you can then send out, you can send them through like trainings and things like that, but it actually works really well. There's lots of details involved there. I was in charge of that at my last employer, and I loved it. It worked amazing, especially being able to find out, what users are clicking on what, and then being able to train them afterwards. But anyway, this freaking axe, seriously, had to be coolest thing there. Yeah. Totally pumped up about that. Totally excited about that. One of the coolest things there, for sure. And I didn't even get a chance to pick up everything because the vendor part of the show didn't open up till like 5 o'clock tonight. So, and then it only ran like an hour and a half. The next thing that I got is this shirt. I'm totally pumped up about that shirt too. There you go. And that's from securityweekly.com. They do a podcast, and we hopefully will be coordinating something with these guys, because I talked to them for a little bit while I was there. But yeah, I got this sweet shirt I totally love, and the fiance is already like, "You are never wearing that outside." I was like, "I don't care. I will wear it during my live streams. I will wear it for YouTube videos. It's all good." So yeah, definitely a really cool shirt. Like that shirt. The next shirt that I got, and this is the last piece of the swag that I got, is from Check Marks. And I have some information on these guys, but I'm going to talk more about that at a different time. But this shirt's really cool too. Hackman. Definitely love that shirt. Totally cool. Let's check that out. Check Marks. Yeah. Totally a sweet shirt. And like I said, I wasn't able to get to all of the booths, and they had quite a few vendor booths there. Lots of them giving away, free swag and all that fun stuff. And of course, like pens and all that typical stuff that you would normally see at a convention. So I'll go by and get more stuff and talk to more people. I talked to people from Sophos tonight, which was really fun because last job we used Sophos, and they were talking about their new antivirus program, essentially, which takes a lot of the tools and services that you've seen in Sophos in a business environment and kind of brought it to home use. And they also incorporated Hitman Pro into that, which was one thing that was like the first question I asked when they started talking about it. I was like, well, is this any different from Hitman Pro? Hitman Pro was and probably still is the best virus removal tool that is out there, and I haven't really found much use for it lately, to be honest with you guys, because I don't really have to do virus removals anymore. I don't work on residential computers anymore. I don't work on people's computers anymore. I absolutely refuse it. But Hitman Pro was the best program ever for removing viruses, malware, and things like that. Not being paid to say any of this. This is completely me because, 2 years ago or so, Sophos bought out Hitman Pro, which fantastic for Hitman Pro, and I believe they're still working on the product. I mean, I still run Hitman Pro on my computer, and nothing's really changed. It doesn't really necessarily look like Sophos took it over, so I'm glad that they kept it that way. But anyway, that's kind of who I talked to at the conference, or as far as vendors and stuff here and there. The keynote speech was done by Emil. I'm probably butchering her name. Karan, and she's from the Department of Health and Human Services. So that was the very first thing that we got today when we went into the conference, and that was like an hour and a half long or something like that. And she had a lot of good information there, and I don't have my notes in front of me. I have to refer back to those later, probably. But it was definitely interesting hearing, and she made it very clear that her opinion doesn't necessarily relate to the Department of Health and Human Services. Of course, you've got to say that. That's like a given right there. But definitely lots of great, useful information from that speech. I'd have to go. I should probably just go get the notes, or go to the go and download the thing that she had there. But I'm not. It's late. I'm tired, and it's been a long day. But this is all stuff that I'll be going over in like a real video and not a live stream, because live streams are more so let's interact together rather than let me talk forever, even though that's what I've been doing for the past, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, 8 minutes since I've been starting the stream. So kind of want to open it up to you guys also, and hello to everybody in the chat right now. If I missed you, hello Aaron and Gordon and Kimmy. Adam, what do you mean what's my take on Eli? What did he do now? But anyway, yes, so that the keynote speech was really good. I wish I had more info on it right now in front of me. My brain's just kind of fried right now, just because it's been a really long day. So again, as I put out like a real video, we'll go into more detail on that. One of the cool, I'm trying to find the guy right now. Is really good. It was during lunch. I wish I could find this guy. That's my bad. That's totally my bad. Oh, Eli, the computer guy, he seems to not talk about IT at all anymore. Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. I mean, I'm not really too concerned with him, to be honest with you. Really not. He used to provide a lot of great, useful information all the time, and then, I don't know, he's just doing his own thing. So he can do whatever he wants to do. I can't find this guy. I don't know. I feel like he should be like way up here on the list, but he's not. I know the company that he was working for. Oh, I think it was Baumgar. He works for Baumgar. Let me see if I can search Baumgar. There's one person for Baumgar, but that wasn't the guy. They were bought out by Lieberman or something, or Lieberman, or Baumgar bought out Lieberman, or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I won't get into detail about that right now because now I'm getting frustrated. I don't do any security work anymore because this is what I do full time now. So the security stuff is more something that I am lining up my career for if all else fails. So this security is something that I study during my, free time, during time that I specifically set aside for it, and something that I always try to stay up to date on as much as I possibly can. So going to the InfoSec conference was something that was really big for me, not only for you, the YouTubes, because everybody seems to always want to ask questions on how you get into security, how do you get into the security field in IT. Well, I have some answers, but I don't have all the answers. So my job to help you guys out is to go out and find those answers from the people who are going to have the most experience, the most knowledge, and the most reputable. So going to the InfoSec conference, that allowed me to literally go talk to all of the professionals who are in the security field right now, and try to talk to them and ask them questions about how they get into the field and things like that. And then of course learn some things on my own for my own sanity. But yes, it was really awesome. Richard Weeks, he's from Lieberman Software, and he was saying something about Baumgar bought them out, or they bought out Baumgar. I don't know. Before joining, yeah, okay, so, or now he works for Baumgar. Whatever. Anyway, that was a good speech during lunch. And again, I'll go into that in a different video. Live stream really isn't the place for that for me right now. But I can talk to you guys about the interviews that I did, because that's stuff that's a little bit more fresh in my mind, rather than the hour-long speeches that I had to consume. I didn't have to consume, but they were really good. But anyway, I interviewed Keith Hoodlett, who I put a link in the description for you guys. And this was probably, and this is absolutely no offense to the other people who I interviewed today, if they were ever to watch this, but Keith Hoodlett, he's from Bug Crowd, and he also does a podcast. He's over there on the Twitter. He said Twitter is probably like the best place to reach him. So check that out. I put the link in the description, like I said. But he was probably the favorite person that I interviewed today. I think all of the information that he provided was, and not that the other people that I interviewed didn't provide valuable information, because they absolutely did, 100%. Every single bit of information and knowledge that they shared and advice that they shared was spot on. But Keith, I think, nailed a lot of the things that I tend to touch on, and we kind of shared, I believe, the same feeling on some of these things. So it was really nice to be able to chat with him, get kind of that insight into things, and see what he said. You're in the live stream right now.
Yeah.
What's up? I mean, you're going to get me kicked off of YouTube doing that. So, yeah, anyway. Yeah, back to Keith. It was, again, probably the most interesting interview that I did all day. I think everybody's really going to enjoy that. And again, not that, like Giovanni Vigna. I pronounced his name perfect in the video that we recorded earlier. Now I'm going to butcher it, of course. But anyway, he's from Last Line. He's actually a professor over in the California, one of the schools in the California. Really smart guy also. Provided a lot of really good insight into the security field and how you get there, and his take on how you should go about getting there, what paths are the best to take, and then he kind of, being a CEO now of a company, he provided his insight on what he's looking for in people that he's recruiting for his business, for Last Line, and again, link in the description. So that was really good information, and that's, again, having this diversity of people that I can interview and ask these different questions to and get different feedback from, and then Giovanni to kind of say, when I'm excuse me, when I'm hiring people, here's the things that I'm looking for. So when I put that video out, that'll be, I believe, very, very informative. And then Cody Mercer, that was the first interview I did all day, and he's from Malwarebytes. And I'm sure everybody has heard of Malwarebytes, because Malwarebytes is ginormously huge. Great company. Used Malwarebytes many years now, it feels like. But he had a lot of info to share because he was in the military for 10 years, I think he said. And he kind of provided the insight on, how you kind of transition out of, the military into some type of different role. And then he, of course, gave his, experience, how he got there and all that fun stuff. So really, I think for anybody who's looking to get into security, so far, the interviews that I've done have been fantastic. I mean, they really have been. So, you guys, obviously, you come here, you listen to what I have to say, you take my advice on things that I give to you guys, but at the same time, you can't always listen to me. It's always good to have new people come on and share their advice, especially, again, if security is the field that you're looking to get into. I'm no expert by any means. I brought in some experts, and that's what I'm looking to do here. I can't give you guys, advice that I 100% know about, can stick behind. I'm going to find people who do know those things, who do have the knowledge, who are professionals. So that's the whole premise behind going to InfoSec World. And I have 2 more days of this. Tomorrow I have interviews lined up, and tomorrow I actually have an interview. I can't remember his last name, but I'll look that up real quick. Clint Gibler. I actually met him today. I was walking by him, and he pointed me out, and he said, "Hey, you're Zach, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's me." And then I recognized him. I was like, "Clint," and he said his name as I was saying it. But yeah. I talked to this guy actually a few times today, but really smart guy, really nice, and that's really awesome. It's really great to see people in this profession who are approachable, who you can speak with and have a conversation with, and these are people who are working in IT, and I feel like a lot of times people working in IT get a bad rap because we're just unapproachable, or we are we're different, we're weird, whatever, and that's definitely the case a lot of times. But being able to, I think, see this, talk to other people, especially in some of these really important roles, and seeing how they interact with people, it's really helpful. I think it's really encouraging, and that's, again, something that I'm always trying to go for, is encouraging everybody who wants to work in this field. And then if you really want to specialize in security, well, then there's a whole new ballgame there. And I only had one person approach me about my shirt. I have a different shirt that I'm wearing tomorrow. It's very similar to this. So hopefully we'll get more people, just randoms, who want to do interviews also, because I'd love to just talk to other people who are in the field. But anyway, I'll kind of check the chat now and see what you guys are up to. Let's skip over to that. How about there? So I answered the Eli question, I answered the security question. Am I amped up about InfoSec? I'm totally amped. Today was a really awesome day. It was a really long day. I'm like exhausted. What's really cool and wasn't necessarily supposed to happen is until like I was getting ready to book my flight, was that the fiance and the baby ended up coming with me. And my mom lives down here in Florida, 10 minutes away from the convention, which, again, perfect. Really awesome. But we surprised my mom with having the fiance and the baby. We really surprised the mom with the baby. So yesterday was a really interesting day also. But they weren't originally supposed to be here, and they're here. Which is fine. It's great. But yeah, surprised my mom yesterday when she picked us up from the airport. She started crying. Perfect. It's like, yep, this is why we surprised you. It's really cool. Really cool experience. Glad I got to do that. Dinesh DNS, hi. Why IT certificate like A+ expires after 3 years? Any solution for it? I think what CompTIA is doing with their certifications makes complete sense. I wholeheartedly will get behind CompTIA and what they are doing because it seriously makes sense. Because you could get an A+, right now, for instance, right? You can go get your A+ in 2018, and you can work in this field for 10 years. So in 2028, the A+ test that you took in 2018 is going to be nothing like the A+ test that you take in 2028. It's going to be completely different technologies out, completely different things happening. So, I mean, sure, they could never expire, but then employers are just going to look at your A+ from 2018, if it's 2028, we're using this as an example. They'll look at your A+ from 2018. They'll say, well, your A+ is 10 years old. This is irrelevant. This doesn't mean anything to us because technologies have changed so much. So, yeah, those types of certifications expiring makes perfect sense. I love that method. The only thing that sucks about it is if you have to pay to recertify out of your pocket. So what you guys need to do, smartest thing to do, is find a job that will pay for your recertification test. Simple as that. And for the CompTIA stuff specifically, if you got your A+ right now, and 3 years from now it was time for you to renew that certification, you could just take like your Security Plus certification, and provided you pass that Security Plus certification, your A+ would also renew at that time. So that's one that I think right there CompTIA nailed. They really nailed how to the solution per se. Like that is their solution. They want you to get a new certification, and they'll renew your old certifications for you. So that, perfect. I love what CompTIA did. I'll say that a billion times, but I could totally get behind that. Any Splunk discussions? I'm not sure if there was, to be honest with you. It's not something that I looked at or looked for specifically, but I will keep an eye out for that, and I can report back to you on that. I'm hoping to actually just take out the microphone. I have like a little handheld Zoom microphone. Hoping I just take that out tomorrow and put that up to people's faces and talk to them, or kind of bust in on a chat when they're talking with somebody if they're really sharing valuable information. And then that would be perfect stuff for a podcast, because obviously there's going to be no video. So yeah, I'll try to get more information, a lot more people, sharing their knowledge and things like that. Adam says, does he think IT is going extinct? As a computer science major, you're scared. I wouldn't really worry what one person says about this field. Just like I would tell you, don't worry about, what I say necessarily. Get more, ask more people questions. Ask other people who are in this field and been in this field for a long time, what their take is on it. Maybe it differs from mine. Maybe they all agree. But I don't think the field is going extinct by any means. It never will. But my opinion compared to his opinion, so what does that mean? I mean, it's only the difference of hundreds of thousands of subscribers, I guess, if you want to go down that route. Hassan, hey man, thanks for all the advice in your vids. You are welcome. I'm here to help. That's what I'm here to do. Any way that I can help, that's what I am here to do. Gordon says, yeah, pretty sure IT isn't dying anytime soon. Absolutely, 100%. There'll be different. There'll definitely be different careers in the field that will slowly start dwindling as technology advances. And, the big thing that everybody, I think, really talked about was like Azure and cloud and things like that, and just how important that stuff is. Programming, learning how to program, learning how to code. They really stressed a lot of that. And it really made me start to rethink, what I want to do with my life. I hate coding. I hate sitting behind a computer and learning, learning programming, essentially. I just don't like it. That's not my thing. But maybe it's the languages that I tried to learn that I didn't like, that I didn't enjoy. So I kind of want to take another look and see, if there's something else out there that I might possibly enjoy, which I know for sure Python is one of them. Not that that's a great language by any means, but it might set me down the right track to actually enjoy some things about programming more. It may set me down a path to learn, Java or something, for instance, just from learning something as simple as Python. And I say simple because there's really a lot of simple things that you could do with Python. And I know there's a lot more advanced things you could do, of course, but as far as a language to learn, I think that is, from what I've seen of it so far and learned of it, it looks easy. It looks like, oh my gosh, I understand this. Like I could pick this up. So that's definitely one thing that I want to touch on more. But I like a lot of. It's not that I like a lot of different things. I like to go where the money is too. I'm not gonna lie. I love money. But I'm really passionate about this field. I'm really passionate about everything that I do in this field. So, I want to make sure that whatever I do does line up with what I'm most passionate about. And I'm most passionate about helping people. Clearly, that's like what I'm doing right now with YouTube. But if that were to ever fail, if that were to ever just go away, security would be where I want to be, because I would feel like I'm helping people, because I cannot do like tech stuff anymore. I would never go back to help desk, for instance. It's great. Help desk is great for you guys to start out. Don't get me wrong. I don't think I could go back to being like a system admin or mobile device administrator admin, MDM admin. I don't think I could do anything like that anymore, because it's not where my heart is. It's not where I find the most interest. Sure, I help people, but I want to help people at a greater level, which is why YouTube really it feeds that for me, because I get to reach a lot of people, like 100,000 plus people every month, which is great. If I can help one person out of the 100 and whatever thousand views that I get per month, then my job is done. My job is complete, because whatever I said or did or influenced or help that I've given changed one life, helped one person, that completes me. I mean, that's like the honest truth. That's what I live for. That's this type of stuff that I live for. So as long as I can help people, I'm game to pretty much do whatever. And it's really, really convenient that, I don't know if convenient is the right word either. It's really nice that technology is the avenue that I get to use to help people, because I love technology, just like many of you guys do, and ladies do. Technology is great. It's amazing. So, yeah, anyway, back to the chat, because I could just go on my little tirade on that for a long time. What's going on, Binary Number? It's good to see you again. Haven't seen you in a while. Probably because I live stream during different times when you're awake and all that fun stuff. But good to see you over there in the Russia. Hassan, you just graduated a BA in cybersecurity. All the entry-level jobs in that field require 1 to 2 years experience. I have no internships. Hassan, you need to watch my last video. That's going to be my best advice for you, like right now, because I actually have quite a few other videos that specifically relate to exactly what you said right now, and I can give you tons of advice on it right now, but I literally have a few videos that go over exactly what you need to do. But I think that the last video that I did would really hit home with you. How many people in this chat right now? There's, what, 14 people in the chat? How many of you guys or girls watched the last video that I did? I'm really curious. I really honestly would like to know. You could just put like a 1 in chat. Just the number 1. If you want. Just so you don't have to like take up too much time and effort. But if you did watch the last video that I did, that was top three things you should focus on when looking for a job. If you watched that video, please in the chat let me know. Please. Binary Number says, get your first job as a help desk or desktop support to cover that 1 to 2 years experience gap. Be smart. Yep, that's perfect advice right there. Kev runs on Dunkin'. What the heck? You run on the Dunkin' Donuts, bro? I love Dunkin'. Their coffee. Not their donuts. Their coffee is amazing. Python is a great starting place. As I listen to the stream, you're working on your dictionary attack script for Linux user passwords. That's awesome. Any information that you could share about that? Kev runs on Dunkin'. I think myself and whoever's watching this right now would definitely greatly appreciate that. Binary used Python to crack WPA2 network a couple weeks ago. Get a security clearance and work in aerospace. I don't know if I want to work in aerospace. That sounds way too strict for me. I don't think all my felonies and drug convictions on my record would let me work there. Just kidding. Total joke. You have a question. How often do the CompTIA A+ certification book? So how often do they redo the books and things like that? So anytime that a new part of the certification comes out, they redo it in any way. A book is usually out like right afterwards. I mean, like very, very quickly. A lot of the top experts and stuff that actually put out the books and things like that will go over the new A+ material and see what's different. And if whatever's different is what they'll pretty much add to a book. So all right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people out of what, 14 or whatever, 13 now, who watched the last video that I did. That by far, quite honestly, was one of my favorite videos that I had ever recorded. I had a lot of fun with that. I showed like a lot of people, like in my real life, outside of completely outside of YouTube, completely outside of the IT field. I just showed them like the first minute and a half or whatever of that video, and everybody kind of laughed and loved it. And I thought it was hilarious. I was laughing the whole time. I've watched it just like the first minute and a half, 2 minutes or whatever. I've watched that a couple times, just because I laugh at how stupid I am. You know, I'm glad that I'm glad that I can have fun with it, and at the same time be serious, because I was completely serious in the advice that I gave in that video. All the advice that I gave in there was 100% what I truly believe, but again, I was having a little bit of fun there. So anyway, if you guys haven't checked that video out, go check it out. It's literally the last video that I did. Hassan, I do not play PC video games. I don't play games anymore, really at all. I just don't have the time. I really don't. Sometimes I wish that I did. Like, sometimes I wish that I could, like, go on Steam or something and find some games that I would like, but I literally don't have the time. For me, like, and I talk about, like, this is like one big thing that I really talk about, or have talked about a lot in the past for sure, is finding things that you could do outside of this field, and to keep yourself entertained, to keep yourself occupied, to take a break, because breaks are definitely valuable. That's one thing you have to do. You have to mentally take a break from this field sometimes. I'm not saying long breaks, and you could sit there and play video game for a couple hours or whatever, and that's a great break, especially if you're like studying a lot, or if you're working in this field and you come home and you want to play video games and stuff like that, or whatever. If that's what you do, like, that's what you do. That's great. For me, the IT Career Questions, the YouTube channel, that's not my only business that I focus on. So I have other things that I focus on, and honestly, like, this stuff is fun for me. It's enjoyable for me. So if I need a break from this, if I need a break from the IT side of things, I go to my photography and videography stuff, and vice versa. I'm able to kind of interswap that stuff, because I enjoy both of them very much, and I enjoy the business side of it, and I don't really look at it as a stressful thing, even though sometimes it can be. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy what I do. So for me, like, I think I'd much rather work on YouTube, like work on a YouTube video, like edit a video, or maybe I'm doing something on social media. Maybe I'm doing something on the back end of, getting things figured out. Whether that's like consultation stuff, the resume stuff, the interview course, another course that I'm working on, things like that. Like, that's the stuff that I enjoy. Like, but sometimes I kind of get burned out a little bit. Like, I'm like, oh, I just got to take a break, do something different. And, I might edit a different kind of video, completely unrelated to IT. Or I might, go out and take photos. And that's the kind of stuff that I just enjoy. But, it's like everything that I do, I think, is business related at this point. Everything that's a hobby-ish or whatever, or something to keep my mind occupied or focus on something different, it's all related to money. Because I love money. So yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. But anyway, I'm sorry. Just going on the tirades here. I need to end the stream here in a couple of minutes, because baby's crying like crazy in the background. Pretty sure baby wants me. He loves his dad. Kevin on Duncan, pretty simple actually. Essentially, Linux stores its password in an encrypted format and encrypts using its own function called crypt. Yep, and you can call that function from Python. You then loop through a huge list of passwords you got from online and compare the encrypted version of each password in the list to the password you're trying to crack. Okay, all right, yeah, that's cool. So that's something that I would be interested in, learning more about. That's something that I would actually like look into and see what I can teach myself about that. You know what I mean? So that's really cool. Cody Mercer from Malwarebytes, one of the guys that I interviewed today, he talked a lot about cryptography. things like that. That's how he got started, was cryptography. So he kind of touches on that, gives a little bit of background on that, and that was really cool, really good information. Which should be done first, A+ or Security+? Well, A+ should be first if you have absolutely no knowledge of the IT field whatsoever. You know, I would strongly suggest the A+ first. Son, you got your first IT job with no experience. You just used the IT lingo during the interview, ensured that I asked them questions, laughed, and smiled. Yep. Keith Hoodlet, he kind of touched on like interview scenario type of stuff. You know, if you get asked a question during interview, this is exactly like almost word for word probably what he said, but something that I say too. If you get asked a question during an interview and you don't know the answer, be honest about it. Be completely honest in the interview. No, I don't know the answer to that question, but, and the but is the big keyword there. Explain your thought process on how you would go about learning that thing that you don't know about, or getting more information about the thing that you don't know about. Very, very important. Uther Hill, I will always keep up the good job. I will always try to do my best. Networking team switched to the Palo Alto next-gen firewall, and boy, what a difference. Get rid of the bottleneck. Well, that's good. All right, so I'm going to end the live stream now because baby's freaking out. I should probably go get him. That's my little bud right there. Little IT baby. I should bring him to the conference. Get lots of people to talk to then. But anyway, I'll do a live stream tomorrow, hopefully. I'll try to knock that out after day 2 and give you guys kind of more information on day 2. And hopefully my brain will be a little bit more coherent. And I'll remember a lot of the stuff that that I listened to in like the keynotes and all that fun stuff. So we'll talk about that. If we don't talk about that during the next couple of days, we'll definitely do we'll either do a video on it, or we'll do another live stream where I go into more detail. I think the recaps are essentially, here's a couple of quick things that I can share about it without frying my brain out. But tomorrow, Wednesday, are the next 2 days. Wednesday's the last day of the InfoSec World 2018. And then Thursday, I'm going down to IT Pro TV, actually going up to IT Pro TV. I actually saw those guys today because IT Pro TV is at InfoSec World 2018, which is really cool. So I got to hang out with them for a little bit, which is always a good time. Talk lots of crap to those guys who are there, like Daniel and a couple of the sales guys that I know. And good time. So anyway, yeah, we'll maybe I'll leave on a live stream after I go to IT Pro TV. Maybe I'll live stream at IT Pro TV if they let me. Maybe I can talk them into that. Like, hey guys, let's do a live stream. That would be kind of fun. So anyway, I should really talk them into that. That's a really good idea, Zach. I'll pat myself on the back on that one. See if I can get that to happen. I should do all my vids like the last one. I should totally do all my videos like the last one. That one was fun to do. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys tonight, and I will check back with you tomorrow. One way that you guys can keep up to date on what's going on at InfoSec World, especially with me, I tried to update Twitter today as much as I could. So tomorrow, I will try to do a better job of updating Twitter. But you guys, you guys can find me on Twitter at PC Simplest. I don't know if I have a link in the description of this. I don't. I'm sure you could probably search Twitter for IT career questions or PC Simplest, and you'd find me. And you can live tweet with me. Tweet at me, bro. Or girl, whatever. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in. And hopefully do more tomorrow. And take it easy.